Hi guys and dolls, how are you? Today I want to talk to you about gotta do a happy dance every now and then. Okay, so I want to talk to you about something that's not really funny. It's actually dealing with online dating, so-called dating, which isn't really dating anymore. It's mating, because everybody's having sex with strangers. That's the way people do. And because women are so loose, I'm going to keep it real. Women are giving it up like boom, 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 boom. So guys are getting to the point where they expect sex, and if you don't give it up, you're not Miss Loosey Goosey. They get really angry with you. So, for women who have class and they're a lady and they don't act like that, kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so there's a new series that started called Untold Stories, and they're dealing with true stories that happened as a result of women meeting men online. I'm not attacking men, because women have done some shady crap too, okay? There was a guy in his 20s, it's a true story, a guy in his 20s that had met this woman, and of course she promised him all kinds of sexual whatever he wants. How many guys are going to turn that down? Some will, but they're few and far in between. And her goal was to meet him and rob and kill him, and he was the father of a young child. So it's not gender specific. Wackadoo is not gender specific. So let's get right into it. By the way, thank you for, clicking on my video. I appreciate all of you. If you're subscribed, you mean the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're not subscribed, what you waiting on? It's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Free's affordable, baby. All right, let's get into it. So it's an A&E, Untold Stories, and it's pertaining to online dating. These are true stories. I'm not making this up. You can verify the information if you wish. Feel free. Okay, so one lady she met this guy on Match.com. And his name was Tall Guy 11, TLLGY11, Tall Guy 11. She explained. Okay, well, let's get back. Let me rewind. Let's rewind. Okay, so she met him. He's tall. He's very good looking. He's not stupid. He knows he's good looking. And he used his charm and his good looks and his height to get women's attention. Yes, his height. You like tall guys? Because I'm 6'4". So naturally women fell for it, the charm, and he's tall, and he's so good looking, and he's so nice, and blah, 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 blah. Everything that glitters is not gold. Y'all should know that by now. Everything that glitters is not gold. Okay? She found that out the hard way. So the one girl, she left her drink on the table. The date went on for a couple hours, and they were getting along really well, because he's Mr. Charming, Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Your knight in shining armor. Yeah. She left her drink on the table, and the first thing I thought was, oh no. Oh, this is going to be bad. Well, it was bad. He slipped something in her drink, and she was so out of it. She was wandering the streets afterwards. He raped her, date raped her. She was wandering the streets. It was seen on the surveillance camera, and she didn't know where in the hell she was or what she was doing. She was just wandering the street, and eventually a security guard called a taxi for her, and she woke up on her front porch with no underwear, no car, and no keys, because he stole her car and her keys and raped her. Okay, so that happened with that. Then there was another lady that had the misfortune of meeting him. He called himself Zach Anderson, by the way. He's a serial rapist. Tall, good looking. That don't mean a hill of beans. You gotta look past the superficial, okay? He raped the one girl in the front seat of the car despite her trying to fight him off, and it was a crowded bar and no one seemed to notice. Okay? So this was also, and that wasn't his real name. Oh, what was his real name? You would have thought I would have wrote that down, but I did not. Anyway, he got, let's see. I don't remember his real name, but he was on multiple dating sites, and he was manipulating as many women as possible. He was a serial rapist. He loved it. That's what he did as a hobby, raping women. So his wife had no clue, obviously. And I'm just confused because I'm like, does your wife not have any friends, co-workers, anybody that would recognize your husband on a dating site and say, girl, your man is on a dating site picking up women. Did you know that? You know, it was weird. Okay, so then there's this other guy, and he did get sentenced, by the way. I don't remember his sentence, to be quite honest with you, so I apologize for that. But then there was Wade Ridley. He was such a nice gentleman, and after seeing him for 7 days, she saw another side of him. This is the person named Wade Ridley. After 7 days of being, I'm the nicest guy in the world, the real him came out. He became rude and jealous. She chose to block him and obviously no longer see him. He hid near her house, waited for her to come home. He attacked her with a machete and stabbed her 10 times and stomped her head. This was in Vegas. She was fortunate enough to survive her injuries. This same individual attacked a woman in Phoenix, Arizona. They had broken up 3 years prior. So let me say that again because that's going to have to resonate in your brain because it took a while to marinate in my brain. Okay. He used to see her 3 years ago. Not 1, not 2, but 3 years ago. And I guess her dumping him just never set well with him. So she's got to pay for what she's done. So, you know, like I said, he became rude and jealous. She blocked him, and then he attacked her. So then there was another lady that she was in Phoenix, Arizona. They had broken up 3 years prior. He broke into her house, attacked her with a machete, then decided to grab a butcher knife to kill her. During the police interview, he made a comment about when a woman has a bad attitude, she has to pay. He almost sounds like he should have been on MGTOW. Anyway, his ex-wife and her boyfriend were also on his hit list. He had been in a psych ward. He claimed he was released against his will. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar. His sentence was for 28 to 70 years, and he killed himself in prison. The Communication Decency Act, let me repeat that. The Communication Decency Act protects these companies from liability legally. OkCupid, which I call OK Stupid, POF, Plenty of Fools, and Plenty of Fakes, and Tinder are owned by a company called Match Group. They are making billions off of these sites. Okay? I ended up getting kicked off of OkCupid because I got tired of the BS. Okay? And so I'm talking to this so-called police officer, and you know, he asked me out, and I was cool with that. And then he decided to ghost me, which I told you that people do that online. I told you that. I'm not making this up. People ask you out, and then they disappear. They just needed an ego stroke. They just needed to know that you thought that they were attractive or you were interested enough to want to go out with them. So I cussed him out. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight up. I cussed him out. I let him have it. I said, do you normally make a habit of asking people out and then ghosting them? And then I'm sure I used a few choice words, because at that point I've been dealing with that often enough that I'm irritated at this point, because don't waste my freaking time. Don't waste my time. I can't stand that. So Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Serve and Protect, decided to be a tattletale and report me to the teacher. Ooh, 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 she's picking on me, she's picking on me. And I got kicked off the site. And I used to be a moderator on that site, which was semi-pornographic, and yes, I had to flag different accounts. And I said, I used to be a moderator for you, and this is the thanks I get. They not only kick you off, but they show you your messages, but you can't respond to them. And I couldn't let them have it or you know, say anything to them. I knew that they had blocked me. So I went to a different computer that wasn't attached to me, and I let them have it. And I said, y'all need to be called OK Orgy, because that's the only thing people care about on here anyway. Good luck. And they didn't want to hear my side of it. Is he going to tell you that he asked me out and ran away like a little punk? No, he's not going to tell you that part. He's just going to tell you that I'm picking on him and I'm being mean to him. Man, grow up there. Anyway, I have, there's a guy friend that I know that he was on POF. Plenty of fools, plenty of fools, plenty of fakes. You know, you choose whichever one you want to fill that up with. He said that when you get on the site, there's a very long, I guess, instruction guide. POF is just like any other garbage site. The amount of mentally ill people on there is astounding. The amount of narcissists on there is astounding. Okay, just the quality is just really off. And the people who are not off per se, which are few and far in between, they've been burned by their ex-wife and they're terrified of women and they're like, oh God, women are frightening. Ah! And it's just ridiculous. Man up. Okay. Anyway, POF encourages men. He's a guy, so I wouldn't know this side of it because I'm not a guy, right? He told me what happens when you're a guy and you go on that site, POF. Plenty of fools, plenty of fakes. It encourages men to lie to get sex. It tells men, get a suit, borrow a car if you have to, lie to them, tell them whatever the heck you want to tell them to get between their legs. And when he told me that, I'm just staring at him like, what? He said, oh yeah, they encourage you to lie. This is how you trick women. This is how you get their panties off. This is what you do. This is what you say. This is how you need to represent yourself or misrepresent yourself. As long as you get in, that's the most important thing. So they're trying to pretend that they care about you and they want to hook y'all up and get y'all to know each other. I don't mean sex. Take that out of the equation, which I know is impossible nowadays. People cannot keep their clothes on more than 5 minutes. But we care about you. We're going to have you fill out this questionnaire. And what are your hobbies? And what do you like to do? And where do you see yourself in 5 years? And, you know, have you ever had a conflict with anyone in your family? And how do you deal with conflict? And how do you feel religiously? Do you love animals? What's your favorite color? They have you fill out this whole thing. And they don't give two damns about you. It's all fake. It's all giving you the impression that there's nothing but nice people on here. And we're going to hook you up with them. And it's all lies. You know, it's all lies. So, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Because the amount of bullshitters on there is just indescribable. Now we're getting into the page of rapists and murderers and, you know, and never leave your drink alone with somebody. Ever. Even if you're with your friends, do not leave your drink by itself and they're going to babysit your drink. All they got to do is turn around for a split second, and that's all it takes for your drink to get roofied. That's all it takes. You know? If you live alone, women, if you live alone, you know, you start getting to know somebody. They know where you live. They know where you work. If somebody is wackadoo, they can easily come to your house. Oh, she gonna sit up here and act like she ain't gonna give me no sex. She gonna give me sex today. You know, if you live alone, make sure you have a security bar at your door or some other type of security system. You can have more than one in place, because I have watched a gazillion criminal documentaries that crime was 100,000 gabillion% preventable. That crime was preventable. How is your window easily manipulated so that somebody can open up the window and pull your child out? And yes, I've seen that too. And the first thing I thought was, why wasn't the window locked? I don't understand that. You know, you get to trust in people too much and you tell them too much, or you leave this open or that unlocked or this or that. You don't You cannot do that in today's day and age. You cannot do that. This person is tall, they're good looking, they smiled at you, they winked at you, they talk slick talk, and you just want to do everything. You got to be careful. Never, ever allow someone to babysit your drink. Another thing that women need to be careful of, and men too, because like I said, wackadoo is not gender specific. Men need to also be careful. And don't tell somebody all your business. This is where I work. This is where my family's from. This is where I live. But no. 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 You have to be more careful. Today's day and age, everybody's just letting their crazy flag fly. And they're just doing whatever they want to do. And it doesn't have to make any sense. And there's so many times that victims have said, I just don't know why. I will tell you why. Because the person's got a lot of screws loose. That's why. You're using logic. You're looking for a logical explanation for someone who's not right in the head. They did it because they're crazy. They did it because they're opportunistic. That's why they did it. Don't leave your windows unlocked. Don't leave your door unlocked. Don't leave, get a security bar. Okay? You have to protect yourself. Whether you're a man or woman, you have to protect yourself. Okay? I cannot emphasize that enough. Do not let nobody babysit your drink. I don't give a damn if he has a 1,000,000-watt smile. I don't care. No. You have to protect yourself. There was a sting that Tyra Banks did a while back, and I'm going to not make this video too long, but she did a video, a sting, back in the day. And the women that were involved, they were going to go to the club and hang out and this and that, and they were going to meet guys that were going to become predators. Now, they were actors, but these women did not know that. So one girl, she meets the guy, and he's very good looking, and he's charming, and he's just the nicest guy in the whole wide world. They usually are until they're not. And she told him her age. And he said, oh, you're not that age. Get out of here. Get out of here. She said, no, for real. He said, let me see your driver's license. I don't believe it. She gave him her driver's license. Now he knows where you live. You don't know this person from a can of paint. She also made another mistake where she left the bar to go to his vehicle in the parking garage. And it was a van. He owned a van. You don't want to be anywhere near somebody who has a van. You don't know what's in there. It could be a kill kit, a rape kit, a shovel, duct tape. And it's better for you to be extra cautious and feel like a fool than to not be cautious at all because they're good looking and charming. And then, because I'd rather feel silly and be alive than trust too much and be dead. You got to be smart. And for those of you women in particular, you go to the bar or you go to the club and you leave with this dude. And your friends are okay with that. Y'all need to quit doing that too. You go to the bar together, you leave together. Okay? I don't care how nice he is. I don't care how fine he is. When he smiles, he's got dimples and green eyes and this and that, and he just looks like a model. I don't care. Ted Bundy was a nice looking guy. He was also nuts. He was going to law school. And there's a reason for that and whatever. But he was crazy. He was psychotic. He's not psychotic anymore because he's dead. So he would no longer kill anyone. But you go with your friends, you leave with your friends. You do not walk the streets alone because you don't want to drive because you're drunk. I've seen that too, where women got killed. I've watched so many criminal documentaries, it's unreal. I'm not talking about TV shows. I'm talking about actual crime documentaries. Where women will walk in the streets all hours because they were drunk and just want to get fresh air, and their home is not too far away from the bar. I don't give a damn. Nowadays, Uber drivers are turning up psycho. And there was one girl that got into she thought was an Uber, and I want to say South Carolina, correct me if I'm wrong, and that guy was not an Uber driver, he pretended he was, and he ended up killing her. So, come on people, we got to start using our brain, because if you don't, you're going to be dead. That's the reality, you're going to be dead. Do not walk the streets alone, babysit your drink at all times. If you're not sure, get a new drink, period. So what? Get a new drink. Don't be telling strangers where you live. And Tyra asked that girl, she said, why did you give him your license? Oh, because he was questioning me about my age. She said, yeah, but he knows where you live now. He memorized where you live. Don't do that. Why did you go near his vehicle in a parking garage? Anybody could do anything to you in a parking garage. And you saw that he had a van. You don't know what's in that van. You know, but he was handsome and he was charming and she fell for it. There was another guy who was supposedly handsome and charming. And he's Dutch. Vandersloot was his name. Very tall, like 6, whatever. And one girl went to the hotel with him and something triggered him to be nuts and he killed her. I don't think they ever found her. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they ever found her. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I said, what in the hell is she going to his hotel room? I mean, all these people are acting like I have to have sex right now. I just met you, so let's not waste time. Let's get naked. That might be the last time you got naked. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? You gotta use common sense. People are crazy nowadays. We're not living in the world that we were living in when we were children, where your parents would just throw you outside and say be in before dark. We're not living in that world. You gotta watch your kids. They get kidnapped. They get sold into child trafficking. We're not living in the world that we grew up in. So you have to do things differently and you have to be smart about it. And this one psycho, they'd broken up for 3 years and he never got over it and decided, she's gonna die. You broke up with me, how dare you? You know, we were not living in the era that we used to be living in. The world is different now. So I just want y'all to be smart and be safe, okay? Let me see if I have a beauty tip for you. Let's see, because I try to do beauty tips, right? What you can do, make sure that, and this is going to be very basic and common sense, right? Make sure that you exfoliate your face at least, I don't know, once a week, a couple times a month. In the wintertime, you may have to do it a little bit more because your skin is drier and you have more dead skin cells because of the air being so dry. The one that I use, oh gosh, what do I use? It's in a plastic tube, but I can't. I'll put it in the description below what I use as an exfoliant. Also, make sure you always moisturize your face, even in the dead of summer. Moisturize your face. You do accumulate dead skin cells, and once you exfoliate, your makeup has a smoother palette in order to, I don't know, not necessarily respond to, but the makeup looks better because it's not sitting on top of dead skin. Make sense? Okay. I also have a little round thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of roughish, you know, the material's rough, and I use that to exfoliate too. And there's exfoliating washcloths that you could get also. So, awesome sauce. I love you guys. Take care. Be smart. Be safe. Take care.